It's 11 o'clock, it's fine. Hey, what's up, Hacksters? So, I took a late start today because it was Maker Faire all weekend and I've been going 100% for the past few days, but it was super fun. I got to run around with Archimedes. 2, Archie 2 is much improved. And anyway, one of the first places that I stopped once I got to Maker Faire was the NVIDIA booth, where they are showing off the Jetson Nano based JetBot. So I'm going to pull up. We talked about this a little while ago. We did an on-air just sort of overview of it, where I referenced Alistair Allen's fantastic blog post about it. So you can check those out. They are linked in the description to this video. And yeah, so I ran into Jitoku Yato, who's the person who designed the hardware for the JetBot. It was super exciting. He got excited that I noticed that the enclosure was low poly design, which is just such a wonderful aesthetic, I think. And also met John Welsh, I believe, who is the main software developer for the JetBot project. And as NVIDIA mentions, these are basically, it's a sort of demo project that enables you to start getting started with the Jetson Nano. It gives you sort of an entry point because this developer kit is very much focused toward makers and developers. And I know that we have plenty of both in our audience. So yeah, they had some of these little things rolling around, doing line following and edge avoidance and stuff to stay on this little table. One of the cool things I noticed here that they particularly pointed out is the little OLED screen on the back there, which you can kind of see, which has text on it in a sort of cyan color. I did not just notice it because of the color, but yeah, it's showing the IP of the bot itself, which is super useful if you're doing a demo in a public place. You're going to be moving it around. You don't want to have to SSH into it or whatever all the time, and even in order to do that, you would sort of need its IP address, so you would really easily be able to see it. It'll automatically output its IP address to that little OLED screen. You can connect to it in a moment, no problems. So even if, for example, when I do mobile robots, I often use my phone as a hotspot to connect to, and then I can connect my computer to that, SSH from the computer into the device, and that works over my phone's hotspot. But I still need to figure out the IP address, and usually what I use for that is the command arp-a, but it's way easier if you don't have to guess which thing in the list it is. So this is super cool. You can buy the Jetson Nano. I think it's shipping in June, so you won't quite get it, but you can pre-order it. Few options. And then they also have this blog post, which I have linked in the description again, which is the official NVIDIA developer blog. Once we break this open, I'm going to take a look at all the stuff on the board, and then we're going to have a look at the bill of materials in the JetBot kit itself. I'm not sure what exactly this box contains. It could contain some of these things. It could contain all of them. I don't know. We'll see. I might have to 3D print the chassis. I might have to find a 64 gig micro SD card. Definitely need to buy one. So unless that's in the kit already, I'm gonna have to go out and grab that another day. As it is, we probably won't get the bot together today, but they have a very good series of tutorials and information on this. You can check out the JetBot wiki, which includes how to get started building it. So they say that for getting started, you should get the parts from the bill of materials, follow the hardware setup, and then the software setup, and then run through the examples. This is really well documented. It's really nice. It's really nice. There's a picture in the README, which is kind of a low bar, but look at it. It's so nicely formatted. And they have an upcoming webinar that you can sign up for on the website, which is also linked in the description to this video. I should just have an acronym to that. No. See, we had a good start there, but there's too many consonants. Anyway, linked in the description. There we go. I think you get the point. So let's bust this thing open. I'm so excited. Thank you to the JetBot team. There's lots of warning stuff. it says, "Warning, this has been sealed with pilfer-proof tape." You know, blah, blah, blah. So it clearly has not been pilfered. It's very exciting. Unless someone was super crafty and like, cut over underneath the packing list and then I'm doing a really shoddy job of this. Good thing you can't see me cutting with the knife. I'm just gonna do it this kind of a way. That way I'm not cutting towards myself. Everything's much easier. We've got some leverage. I think that's good. Ow. Hit the microphone. Oh, sorry. That was probably really loud for you. My bad. Ooh! Lots of things. Let me move you. Scoot you back. There we go. Okay, so we got some packing plastic. I'll just give those a quick stab. It's better than bubble wrap because you get to stab it. Okay. Wow, so many things. So, ooh, something's handwritten on here. Deep stream demo. Is this gonna be a micro SD card? I think it is. Oh wow, yeah. Wait, 2 of them. Wait, so there's one that contains an SD card, micro SD card, and then there's one that does not. They're both adapters. My guess is, if I had to guess, I would say that it's because either it's an accident or it's because these card adapters tend to break. I've had a number of them sort of split in half on me, which is kind of cool because you get to see the inside of the micro SD to SD card adapter. But in this case, yeah, and I happen to have like tons of them. But, you know, it's still inconvenient if you need to do your bot thing. So let's see. There's like a red Sharpie on here. My guess is that that means it's already been programmed. 32 gigs. I mean, if it runs off of that, it runs off of that. Cool. Cool. Wow, they thought of everything. I should put this back in its container, lest I lose it. I know, you know, we need to get to the robots. Enough messing around with, like, SD cards and stuff. I feel it, too. Okay. Okay, okay, okay. Here's the Jetson Nano developer kit. We will pull that open in a second. Ooh! They, too, are going for this form of packaging. I saw this first with the... Oh, I saw this type of sleeve plus sort of plain cardboard design with the Google AIY vision and voice kits, and then the particle mesh kits also have this same sort of package design. It's really nice. We've got a Raspberry Pi camera module V2. Yay! I asked Chitoku if there was a way to attach 2 cameras to this, because what if I wanted to have a telepresence robot sort of roll around on the desk and like keep itself from crossing certain boundaries, but then also be able to look at people's faces or do object detection or whatever. And the answer was this kit is not set up for that. But if you look at the specs, the device itself is capable of multiple video streams, so that's very exciting. In HDMI and oh my god, I'm forgetting. DVI? DisplayPort. Yeah. So this is a super beefy power supply. This should definitely be able to power our robot. That was definitely one of the things that we talked about when we were first talking about the kit on Hackster, was like, how much power is this going to need? Are you going to need a 4 amp power supply? Because, whoa, hey, here we have a 5 volt 4 amp switching power supply. Okay, cool. So there's 2 of them, huh? We have two power supplies, and they're from Adafruit. Thank you, JetBot team. This will be incredibly useful, I imagine. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Not even too beefy. It's like pretty nice. So here's the question: They had them running off of a built-in power supply at the event. Where are we? Here we are. I'm not sure where that was, but yeah, they definitely had some kind of on-device power. We've got a premium fan, NF-A4x10 or X10 5 volt PWM 4x10 millimeter or 40 by 10 millimeter premium fan. Let's get that focus better for you. Much better. Cool. So, yeah, there's a giant heatsink on the kit, as you might have noticed, which seems like a very prudent choice. Wow, look at this. I actually have not built a project before that required a fan, because I tend to not do stuff that is that heavy duty. I'm excited. Ooh, look, this fan box opens and everything. It's got a, you're not interested in the fan, maybe you're interested in the fan, but we're mostly interested in the robots on here. You this side. I'm very good at going down rabbit holes, in case you haven't noticed. Okay, here we go. Here is the main attraction. We're gonna open it up, and just because this is such a nice green, like it's a very pretty color that you can't really see, so I'm gonna bump up the color intensity a little bit and see if that doesn't help a little bit. It's still not as bright green as it actually looks. It's very nice. That's a little more accurate. Oh, I feel bad because my background is so grimy from robot hacking all weekend. Okay, actually, first, what's in the box? We've got all these licenses and cool certifications and stuff. All the things. Jetson Nano Developer Kit. NVIDIA. Ooh, and then here we have some specifications. What if we bump up the contrast? Ooh, that's nice. NVIDIA Maxwell GPU, quad-core ARM core. Does it actually have a daemon inside? Quad-core ARM Cortex A57 processor and 4 GB LPDDR4 memory. We've also got a guide to everything that's on the box. Fantastic. One of the main things to note here is the 40-pin expansion header, and that is pin compatible with the Raspberry Pi. They first sort of hinted at that on the main page, where it says, wait, where is it? Maybe it's not on this page. But they mentioned that it is like compatible with a number of other popular board systems, and that pretty heavily implies Raspberry Pi. Very cool. So let's see, there's this bill of materials. We do have the power supplies and stuff. I wonder what all is inside this main box here. Let's take a look. Oh no! Of course I would do that. But I think it's probably pretty hardy. To get started, visit nvidia.com/Jetson Nano-start. We're first going to take a look at the, oh, cool, we got this little graphical guide. Put the SIM or micro SD card into the slot. I guess you put the image onto the micro SD card first. Then you plug in your monitor, your keyboard and mouse, your micro SD for power, or micro USB for power, and I guess then you're good to go. So a couple things about the, well, let's just open it. Really good at I just want to talk about all the things and kind of stall. It's kind of sharp, so it's cutting into the bag here. Ooh, wow. Wait, that's not the theme I wanted. I wanted the bum, bum, bum. Anyway, yeah, so you've got 4 USB ports where the Jetson Nano is a host, and you can plug in like mouse, keyboard, etc. You've got Ethernet. You've got 1 micro USB port where it can act as the device. If you plug it into like your computer for debugging or whatever. You've got your display port and your HDMI, barrel jack for power. I think it said it had like 2 camera connectors on here, but maybe that was more of a capabilities description. Wow, heavy duty. Oh yeah, this is super Super heavy duty. These do appear to be the same pins as you would have on a regular Raspberry Pi. You've got your 3v3, 3 volts, or yeah, 5 volts, 5 volts, ground there. Yeah, this is totally the same. Huh, awesome. I wonder how long before I have all the pins memorized. I guess it depends on, I only really care about the GPIOs and then some of the power. And then this is in one of those little clicky assemblies. I'm assuming if I pull these out, then I'll be able to slide the whole thing out, but I don't want to do that. Oh, go back together. Don't actually want to slide it out. Oh no. It's also got these screws holding it in place, so yeah. Wow, beefy. Good for robots, especially if you're going to be doing like sumo bots where they're going to be crashing into each other. I don't know why you would do that, because, I don't know. Maybe you can make it so that it runs headlong into any particular object that it recognizes, and that could be really fun. There is a whole culture around DIY robocars that Chris Anderson especially sort of jump-started. And Amazon has now come out with a kit for deep racing, or they're going to. But for right now, there's tons of different popular platforms, and this would be actually kind of perfect for that. The idea is that it should go as fast as possible around a track and not cause any civilian damage in the meantime, which I've almost gotten hit by one that was going very fast, but it was a lot of fun. So yeah, DIY robocars would be a really fun application for this. What else have we got here? Oh, is this like a little enclosure or something? What's going on here? Oh, you can set it up on there. So maybe that's where how you get the fan on there. Right, so you pull those wings out, you fold them out into little. It's like cinder blocks for your little robot. You have it on cinder blocks in your office or wherever. Fold this little flappy down here. And that sort of holds those blocks in place, and then you set the whole thing on top. Oh, this is so cute! What's like exposed under there? Just a bunch of the credentials and stuff. Wow, lots of them. Rojas, FCC certificate. That makes sense. Oh, it's already got a micro SD card in there, so that's another 32 gigabyte one. That's probably why I have 2 readers. So I guess maybe it already has like the JetBot image on it. I will still need to 3D print the chassis, but it's already got that image on it, and then this other one says, what did it say? Deep Stream Demo. I don't know what that is, but I'm excited to find out. Ooh. Okay, exciting. Yeah, so let's see. GPU is a 64-bit quad-core ARM A57 at 1.43 gigahertz. We've got a GPU in there. It's an NVIDIA Maxwell chip. You've got 4 gigs of memory. You've got a video encoder. Oh yeah, this is where those streams come in. So it says the maximum number of concurrent streams up to the aggregate throughput. Supported video codecs are H.265, H.264, VP8, and VP9. I don't know about those. VP9 is decode only. So you can get 4K P30, 4 of those. Huh. I'm not totally sure about the P30 thing on there. Oh, maybe that's frames per second or something, because it's 30 and 60. Then decoders, Then you have your 4 USB hosts, ports, USB 3, your 1 micro connector, the MIPI CSI to, yeah, it says ×2, and with a 15 position flex connector. But my guess is maybe that's obscured somewhere under. Oh, wait, no. Wait, is that, what is that? Buried deep inside of here, underneath there, is a. Get my focus up here. Is like a little shiny header looking thing. See that in there? There we go. Yeah, back in there. What are those? I could unscrew and disassemble this whole thing. Kind of curious too, honestly. Maybe I should. What else have we got? Your HDMI and DisplayPort connectors, your Gigabit Ethernet with the RJ45 connector, wireless M.2 Key with PCIe, one of those, your micro SD card. Recommended minimum is the 16 gig UHS-1, and then other I/O, you've got 3 I2C, 2 SPI interfaces, a UART, so the USB asynchronous, I think, receive and transmit, I2S, and GPIOs, general purpose inputs and outputs. Fantastic. Oh, here's the thing itself, the module itself. Which way up is that? It does not show the micro SD card, so that's probably the top side. It's under this massive heatsink. And then you've got your deep learning inference benchmarks on here with all that good stuff. The NVIDIA Jetson Nano is here. Then you've got the Raspberry 3 plus Intel Neural Compute Stick 2. And the Google Edge TPU dev board as well is on there. So what else do I need for this? I need motors. I need a motor driver. Oh, I've got one of those at home actually, and it's Raspberry Pi compatible. The question is, will I actually be able to put like a... I can't put a hat on here because you see, as you see, these pins are right here, and it would either have to like... It might actually be sticking off this way. I think so, actually, because usually on the... Where's my... You know what I have? I have a little... Here we go. From lowvoltagelabs.com. I love these things. Anything that shows the Raspberry Pi pins, actually. I've got a Mod My Pi bracelet and a thing from Low Voltage Labs that both sort of show you the usual pins on a Raspberry Pi. And they both, I think the deal is that they are like this. Yeah, and so it would be sort of coming off to the side, wouldn't it? If you have a hat or whatever, equivalent to an Arduino shield or whatever. But it would have to have like a very sort of thin interface, narrow interface between the pins and the edge of the board. So I don't know how all that would work. You could definitely obviously use jumpers or use a ribbon cable adapter that has that 40 pin connector on each end to break out those pins if you needed to. But yeah, it would be a little bit inconvenient. So we have a 2.5 amp power supply, which I guess is maybe used for just running this guy on its own. And then you also have this 4 amp power supply, which I think would be used in like cases when you're doing a lot of heavy inferencing and stuff like that that takes a lot of processing power. Inferencing is when you're actually using a trained model neural net to figure out what's going on in the world, to identify stuff or perform other calculations. Cool, we've got our little camera there, and it has a little lens guy. Go in front of there. Cool. So what I'll need to do is, 3D print the chassis, find a couple motors, and I actually happen to have a couple motors around the office, and I do have a motor driver shield. I think I've even got a breakout that's like an H-bridge, which is useful for controlling DC motors. You can have them drive them either way. It's sort of an already set up set of transistors that makes it really easy to drive a DC motor one way or the other without having to do a bunch of wiring and worry about grounds and common grounds and stuff. USB cable pack, we've got that stuff. Oh, the Pi Zero or Pi OLED display from Adafruit is that thing that I was talking about where it shows the IP address of the bot once it's on there. And then we've got links to the STL files for the chassis and camera mount. That's cool. You need a camera with the appropriate sensor and field of view for each JetBot. Select an option. I already have this. Option 2 is the RPi camera V2 plus lens attachment, which is what they sent us. So I don't think there's included Wi-Fi on here. I might have to figure that out. But also, you know, what I could do is just I could either do USB Ethernet, so like USB on my computer side and Ethernet converts it to Ethernet for the device, which sometimes works. Or I could just program it and then let it sort of run free. Be very cute and autonomous, because that's what neural nets are good at. Or you could do a USB Wi-Fi dongle. Could do that. I have a few of those for Raspberry Pis as well. You need wheels with a TT motor shaft connector for each JetBot. I guess that's because of the way the chassis is designed. And here it is. Oh, I didn't know GitHub had a cool little SDL Visualizer. Oh, that's rad. Ha! Neat. Oh, 314? Is that because it's for a Pi? I don't know. This is the camera mount. It's for the Pi cam. It totally has a... Is that a joke? Is that a joke, Chitoku? Here is the beautiful low poly display. Or chassis. And yeah, it looks like that's where the little DC motors go in. You see these little sort of... can I zoom? Oh, I can! No way! Ha ha ha! Looks like we've got, yeah, little space in here where the DC motors would go. You can kind of see they usually have this sort of rounded rectangular chassis body, and then whoa, it's spinning. Interesting. And wait, again it says 0314. Maybe it's just like a version number. Maybe I'm reading too much into this. We're getting too like conspiracy theory on it. Then we've got what looks like screw mounts. They're all hexagons, which is kind of cute. I really like the design of this one. Like, all these shapes are very pleasing to me. And do we need anything else? You've got wheels and caster bases and caster shafts. Oh, and you can print those as well. Huh. Cool. Now my guess is that maybe I could get away with modding this chassis. What I like to do if I'm trying to mod a pre-existing STL file is take it into Tinkercad, and that makes it really easy to mash it up with other shapes and other models. So I'd probably take it into there and then look at one of the existing robot bodies that we have that already has wheels and stuff, and then hook that up, sort of make it so that that will interface with this chassis. I guess they're assuming like a sort of two wheels and a caster design, which is pretty common, where you have two wheels over here, they can go this way or that way. So like both wheels this way is like drive forward, both wheels that way is drive backwards, and then if you do like that, then it turns this way, and vice versa if they're driving in opposite directions. So that way you can get sort of like, what's it called? Turn on a point or whatever. Zero radius turning or something like that. And then you have a caster so that holds up sort of the other side of the robot and just rotates freely. And then assembly hardware. You need adhesive pads, M2 and M3 screws and nuts and jumper wires. And they have this setup page. So I'll have to order a few more parts in order to be able to assemble this. But it's nice to be able to have a look at what the kit looks like. And yeah, here's what the motors look like. And then have a go at it sometime soon. Exciting! This is an Adafruit Feather motor driver that they're using. I love how the Feather standard is becoming pretty popular. You've got the new particle mesh boards that are all that style. You've got, I think some Arduinos even that are interfaced with that. I could be wrong. This is very beautifully written up. Like, you've got all these really expressive photos and really useful assembly guides. I do want one of those little Pi Zero LED displays so that I can SSH into it on the fly. That does mean using a Wi-Fi dongle, but that's fine. Ha! So cute! Wait, the battery. Yeah, what's the battery they suggest? Because is that in the parts list? Yeah. Oh, easy. 2 times 5 volts with 3 amp outputs. Oh, wow! This looks like a rad battery anyway. How many milliamp hours? 10,000 milliamp hours? I need this for Archimedes. This is really cool. That's actually, now that Archimedes is able to work for an entire weekend without breaking, yay! I can say that now because it's dangerous to say while you're in the middle of the weekend. But yeah, his main problem is that the Pi sucks down a ton of power for his brain, and so he runs out of battery. And he did that a couple of times yesterday, but he still can go for quite a long time. And so I need to get some more beefy batteries. So this looks pretty good. So yeah, that's about where I'm at. I need to get some more parts, and then I'll be able to build this entire JetBot kit. They recommend that once you have it together, you still start with this intro to the Jetson Nano Developer Kit in general, and then move on to the specific stuff for building the JetBot. And then again, you can sign up for the JetBot AI for Makers webinar, which will be, I'm not sure if it says actually when that's going to be available, but it's going to be given by John Welsh, who is the person who wrote most of the software. If you go to the GitHub, it's pretty much mostly just those two guys who did all of it. Where's the, if you go to the main, you can see the contributors. It's mostly John and Chitoku, and then 5 commits by this other person. But yeah, I'm not sure when that's going to be, or maybe it's already happened and they'll just send you the recording or something. But be sure to sign up there. Again, it's in the description if you're curious about learning how to build the JetBot, even before you get it, perhaps. Then you can have a head start and not be like me, where I'm like, oh, I've just got this thing and I have no idea what to do with it. It's going to be really fun, though. So stay tuned. We'll put this together. I'll print up the parts. Maybe give it a little Hackster twist. It'll definitely be in this color, obviously. And I just realized I forgot to change the video title. Well, it's post-Maker Faire weekend. It's amazing that I have a brain at all. Have a great rest of your MCU Monday. I'm going to check for comments before I shut this down. What do we got? Good morning. It's like Christmas. That's true. Tom says, hi from Australia, or hi Tom Australia. Oren says, hello from, I think that's Israel. Hi. Martin says, sometimes I envy you always getting to try great things. That's very true. I envy myself. It's very cool. I only wish that I had more time. What would be really interesting for me, says Martin, would be a bot drone with a laser. Ha ha ha. I mean, it depends on what you're doing the laser for, right? For presentations and stuff, that could be kind of cool. I'm not really interested in weaponized bots. Like, when I was 13, that was kind of fun and cool. These days, it's a little too real. Nathan says, Raspberry Pi GPIO pin layout is a reasonably good tattoo idea. That's kind of a great idea. You would definitely, you know, these things are real cool. I love it. And then, they would be cool as a tattoo. Yeah. Plus, if somebody recognized it, then you would know, like, that person is a friend. Nathan says, dang, those motor mounts are slick. If that's under an open license, I'm tempted to crib from it. I think it is. I mean, it's on GitHub. I'm not sure what the whole license for this is. Let's find out. JetBot Wiki. Oh, what? They have a ROS port for this. So the robot operating system. Very neat. What is the license on this? I feel like there must be a place on GitHub where you can show what the license is for your project, for your repo, but I am not aware of where that... Oh, here we go. MIT license? Yeah. So you just have to preserve the copyright and license notices. Licensed works, modifications, and larger works may be distributed under different terms and without source code. Wow, nice, yeah. So it looks like you can use it for commercial use, modification, distribution, private use. All good. You're good to go. There's no liability and no warranty on it, so if you put spikes on it, then it's not their problem. And then you gotta include the license and copyright notice. Fantastic. Well, that's for the software anyway. But I feel like the STL files also count as software. I could be wrong, but I think that's the case. And Joshua says Gucci Gang. Not sure where you're going with that, but yeah, sure. We can get into some more musical applications maybe. Okay, have an awesome night. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you soon. Hack on.